Lions EC begins 2-day public hearing on voters register.
Secretariat set up to improve management of stool lands.
And photographs of most wanted Boko Haram suspects released.
Hello, good evening. Many thanks for joining us for News Hour. We do apologize for the late start of the program, but my name is Selike Makola Chiapalu.
And my name is Akpene Avo Ajakja. Robert Fripp-Pomans is also here. He will do the sign language translation of the news.
And now in the details tonight, the Electoral Commission is holding a 2-day public hearing on the issue of the voters register, which has now been in contention for some time now.
Some are calling for a new one. Others are saying an audit is enough. And yet another group is saying it should be kept as it is.
The hearing is being conducted by a 5-member panel of eminent Ghanaians.
The findings and recommendations of the panel will be presented to the EC for a final decision to be communicated to the public.
After months of receiving petitions and calls from some political parties, civil society groups, and a number of Ghanaians for a new voters register, the EC is organizing the meeting for all stakeholders to deliberate and look for a lasting solution to the matter. The panel for the hearing is made up of a former Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana, who is also a former Electoral Commissioner of Ghana, His Lordship Professor V.C.R.A.C. Crabb, former Presiding Bishop of the Methodist Church of Ghana and Chairman of the National Peace Council, Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante, former government statistician Dr. Grace Bediakun, a renowned computer scientist and chairman of the board of directors of the National Information Technology Agency, NITA, Dr. Nina Kukweno, and Amir of the Ahmadiyya Mission of Ghana, Mulvi bin Sali. In her welcome address, the chairman of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Charlotte Osei, said the forum is to afford stakeholders and political parties the opportunity to air their grievances so that the EC will try to address them based on the rule of law.
It is our hope that at the end of this forum, the deliberations and exchange of views will provide the tools needed by the Electoral Commission to take a decision on the matter towards ensuring that our 2016 elections are credible. The Commission will also be launching a series of activities and implementing reforms agreed by the political parties and the CSOs post the 2012 elections. These activities and reforms, we are confident, would create a more inclusive, more transparent, efficient, and credible electoral process and outcome.
Presentations were made by the Ghana Institute of Public Policy Options, GIPPO, the New Patriotic Party, NPP, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Imani Ghana, and the Convention's People's Party, among others.
A new register will give those who qualify as voters the opportunity to register with acceptable proof of constitutional qualification. As it stands now, the Supreme Court has annulled them. So going forward, we should give them, those who qualify. It's not everybody who registered qualified, but those who qualify, they must be given the opportunity to register with acceptable proof of constitutional qualification.
The current biometric register must be maintained and the traditions and conventions of periodic review by way of deleting names of dead persons and inclusion of new eligible voters, which eventually culminate in the replacement of the entire register every 10 years, must be maintained and respected.
The hearing will continue on the 30th of October 2015.
The first of the two power ships from Turkey, which is expected to produce 240 megawatts of electricity to help alleviate the power rationing in Ghana, is already on its way to the country. The ship is expected to dock at the Tema Harbour in approximately 15 days. The Minister for Power, Dr. Kwabena Donkor, was in Istanbul to see the ship sail to Ghana. He was optimistic that the arrival of the vessel would help the country address what has come to be known as Dumso.
Floating power station named Aisegul Sultan after the sister of the chairman of Karadene's holding will add 240 megawatts of power to Ghana's electricity grid, that is 50 megawatts more than originally planned. In June 2014, Car Powership Ghana Company, a subsidiary of Karadene's holding, signed a 10-year power purchase agreement with the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. Under the deal, the company is expected to build 2 electricity-generating vessels to produce over 450 megawatts of power, which is expected to contribute about 22% of the country's electricity needs for 10 years. The 400 megawatts electricity supply will help to resolve the intermittent power cuts in Ghana. This floating power station generates electricity at a lower cost and will thus give Ghana substantial cost advantage. At a ceremony to bid farewell to the power ship, the CEO of Karadene's holding, Mr. Orhan Remzi Karadenes, said he was happy the company was contributing to the development of other countries. The Minister for Power, Dr. Kwabena Donkor, was excited that the ship had finally set sail to Ghana.
Ghana is eagerly awaiting the arrival of this vessel in our waters. We have gone through a temporary period of power challenges. But as we speak, we are almost at the end of it. Indeed, as at yesterday, another generating asset had landed on our coast. And once we have this power badge and 2 other projects ongoing, we can safely say we'll be generating enough power to meet our power needs.
The minister took a tour of the power ship before it sailed off. The power ship then set sail at exactly 12:20 hours Turkish time. The Karadene's power ship, this one known as the Aisegul Sultan, has just taken off on its way to Ghana. Officials here say it will take about 15 days instead of the usual 30 days to arrive in Ghana, and this is because this power ship is being powered by an extra power boat that will make it arrive ahead of time. Under normal circumstances, the journey from Turkey to Ghana should take about 30 days. However, considering the urgency of the situation, a fast boat called a semi-submersible vessel has been contracted to pull the barge for it to arrive in Ghana in less than 2 weeks. The chief executive of Gridco, Mr. William Amona, says it will take about a week to connect it to the national grid.
Back in Ghana, we also have works that are ongoing. We have constructed a transmission line. It's about 95% through now. When the ship arrives, we would have to hook up from the gantry. At the top there, the structure you see up there, we'd have to hook that to the first tower that is in the sea. We are expecting that within 1 week, we would have finished all the works that would link up to the power system and our control center. Now, if that is done, we would only wait for the ship itself. If the fuel supply and everything is okay and they are ready to generate, we would dispatch.
Other officials at the ceremony were also excited.
It has been a long, winding road, but at the end of the day, we've gotten to the expected end. And the expected end is that this ship is going to Ghana to support electricity generation and distribution.
We know that this alone cannot fill the gap that we are shedding now, but it will go a long way to close the gap.
The second power ship is expected to be delivered before the middle of next year. Abdulhai Mumin, GBC24, Istanbul, Turkey.
To Parliament now, how to bring to an end illegal small-scale mining, which has led to the pollution of water bodies in Ghana, was a major issue discussed in Parliament today. Although there were points of divergence, the House generally agreed that the galamsey problem in Ghana can be laid to rest if the Minerals and Mining Amendment Bill 2014 is passed into law. Small-scale mining has been a problem to the nation as it has led to the pollution of the country's water bodies, most of which serve as sources of drinking water to the people. The practice is a major health threat. The situation was compounded by the influx of foreigners in the mining sector, particularly the Chinese, who use more sophisticated machines, causing greater havoc to the country's land and water resources. Although many of them were compelled to leave the country a few months ago, reports show some have returned to continue the business. It is believed that when passed into law, the Minerals and Mining Amendment Bill 2014 will bring sanity into the mining sector and address the galamsey-related problem to the nation.
This 17,000 priority units, that was before corresponding to 10 years. And now when you make the amendment, you go to 20,000 priority units and you are down to 5 years, was consistent or not. That's also another issue that I think they were debating. So as they look at it, can you also help us in that regard so that we can complete it? The law only came up to 5 years, 5,000 per net units. After that, anything above that was not corresponding to the term of imprisonment. That was where the problem was, whether it was necessary to give an upper limit, and that the Attorney General's Department should bring a better rendition. I think from here I'll be meeting them, and then we'll try our best to make sure that tomorrow this thing can be resolved.
The first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Ibobat Nodro, directed the Committee on Minerals and Mining Amendment Bill to dissect the bill quickly and help fast-track its passage into law.
From the House of Parliament, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is setting up customary land secretariats to improve the management and administration of stool lands. So far, 20 of such secretariats have been established, with 30 more yet to be set up by the end of 2016. The Sector Minister, Nee Osamils, opened a client service unit at the Lands Commission in Accra that will provide a single platform to access all land services within the Lands Commission.
The Client Service Access Unit of the Lands Commission forms part of the reform program of the Commission. Apart from the economic and social growth benefits, the unit will also help improve the security of land tenure, simplifying the process of assessing land and fostering prudent land management. The Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, Dr. Wilfred Enimodami, said the unit will provide services such as stamping of documents, applying for official research reports, and land title certificates. He said to further simplify the process, the Commission will employ messaging to invite clients for inspection and to collect their land title certificates when they are ready.
Clients of the Lands Commission will no longer be required to move from one division to another within the Commission, only to access our services.
Mr. Enimodami said the Commission will embark on an educational campaign through the media for landowners to know the requirement for all land services and fees. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Nee Osamils, reiterated the ministry's commitment to make land administration system efficient.
The expectation of governments, investors, and the general public is that the CSAU will reduce the administrative bottlenecks and public frustrations, promote quality land service delivery, and help improve the image of the Lands Commission as an agency that delivers reliable and timely land services.
The country director of the World Bank, Dr. Henry Kerali, said he is pleased that the project will support the land administration system. He hoped the DVLA and Passport Office would be inspired to emulate the example.
The GBC television license collection mobile team will be at the Wesley Grammar Senior High School, Accra, tomorrow, the Friday, 30th of October 2015, from 11 a.m. to educate teachers and students on the payment of television license fees.
All domestic commercial TV license users and dealers in the vicinity are cordially invited to register and pay their TV license fee. And here we'll take a break.
And when we come back, Esther Edu has business.
You are still watching Let's Do Business. My name is Esther Edu. Ghana currently exports 21,000 metric tons of yams annually. In spite of this, the quality of yams exported from Ghana has not met international standards. At a yam certification forum in Accra, exporters of yam were advised to register on the National Traceability Platform, where they can certify the quality of the yams they export.
Yam production in Ghana grew at 6.6% yearly from 2000 to 2006. The UK currently imports half of Ghana's exports. The European Union is the largest foreign market for Ghanaian yams. Despite the growth in yam production and exports, the yam sector has faced several challenges, such as the banning of the root tuber from the EU market some years back. This was attributed to the low quality of yams that was being exported to the European Union. At a forum on yam certification for export, a consultant to the Ghana Exports Promotion Authority responsible for the national traceability software said the software would put all yam exporters under one umbrella and also ensure that yam exported to the international market meets the standards.
We're going to first be dealing with the exporters, then we'll move gradually down to the farmer. Now with the farmers, even with the farmers, to surprise you to know that we have actually mapped some farms. We have some of the farmers who are sitting in our database, so we know that it's going to work. It's just that we have to face it well and bring everybody on board.
The Deputy Director for Export Trade at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Nana Kojo Adentwi, called on exporters to add value to the yams in order to reduce the post-harvest losses.
We are looking at how very quickly can we begin to semi-process the yam. And our engagements with key stakeholders have yielded some results. Food research is being able to now package some training settings for the known food processors, so that they're going to now take the tubers of yam, clean it up, slash it up, vacuum pack it, and then we can have, if you like, yam packs, which can be sold in the supermarkets.
With Ghana recently outpacing Nigeria to become the biggest yam exporter in the world, adhering to yam certification by exporters would be beneficial if the current lead in yam exportation is to be maintained.
The Achimota Retail Center has opened at Domi near the St. John's Grammar School. The 60 million investment project is owned by Delico Achimota, the same company that is the majority shareholder of the West Hills Mall on the Kaswa Road.
The new shopping center sits on a 35,790 meter squared land area. It contains over 50 shops with a large number of them already occupied. It has a spacious parking area with a capacity of 585 cars. The shops are offering a wide variety of products and services ranging from groceries and foodstuffs, electronics, fashion and clothing, banking and children's recreational centers, among others. The shopping mall also has a variety of restaurants. The manager of the Chop Bar restaurant, Mr. William Tupman, said it occupied a space at the retail center. The location is appropriate to promote a new restaurant like his and will also serve as a good eating place for people in the Domi and Achimota area. The chairman of the board of Delico Achimota, Mr. Kofi Sechere, said the location of the mall would ease congestion on the central business district and also provide customers in the environs with a wide variety of services without traveling further.
If you look at this center is much smaller than West Hills Mall. We don't have all the shops here. And it's also convenience for people who don't want to take that distance.
The director of Delco Achimota, Mr. Osafu Jima, said the retail center has created numerous jobs from construction to retailing for the unemployed.
From our estimates, we are creating about 300 jobs here. These are permanent jobs. We are not talking about the jobs we created during the construction phase, which runs into thousands. But for permanent jobs, after the opening, it's about 300. That's what we envisage.
The developer of the project, Mr. Rox Geba, said the project was completed 3 weeks before time and has all the necessary infrastructure in place to provide customers with the scenery for a good shopping experience.
Elmina in the Commander Edna Egwafu Ebrim municipality is on its way to become an industrial hub. This follows the conglomerate of companies established by Group Indum. At the inauguration of GN Industrial Estate, the president of the group, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, mentioned that his vision is to build the economy of the area.
Elmina today is enjoying a new breeze of industrial boom, not from its traditional sources of income being fishing and tourism, but from Group Indium, a multinational company of Ghanaian and American origin. This is jointly owned by Dr. Papakwesi Indum and Mrs. Yvonne Indum, who are indigenes of Elmina. The group can boast of some 50 companies. Those making the industrial estate commission include Fresh Pack products, where quality and most attractive food packaging products are made in the country, GN Printing, where state-of-the-art equipment and machinery to deliver quality printouts with modern technology are made, GN Electronic, an electronics assembly and manufacturing company, and GN Logistics Company Limited. During the inauguration of the industrial estate, which is in the same building, the Omahine of Edna, Nana Kojo Kondria, was full of gratitude for the industries and other businesses which Group Indium has brought to the area, reducing the unemployment rate.
Na wonsuda no won faso na won ya bi wadi tia o ka mo ntum ade hwawe na won maframa matuta sre mani nja fun kakrama na mesre empanimfo ne de America abran wa agbo ewie wa duru be bia obetena wanti na ode adwon ne bi bia ode ba na maframa na wa sisi do na mesre tai no wa boy afio sika no won hwe ne ye.
The president of Association of Ghana Industries, Mr. Asari J, congratulated Group Indium for creating jobs. He called on government to find urgent and permanent solutions which will make industries thrive.
Today, the spotlight is on Elmina and Group Indium's drive to improve the market share of the made in Ghana goods and services also complements our efforts to develop the local supply chain and capacity of local industry in Ghana.
Dr. Indium, in an interview, outlined his vision to make the area an industrial hub.
We have said in Commander at Negua for Abrim, and especially starting with Elmina, we are creating an economy within the broader Ghanaian economy. Not just by putting these factories here, but there are additional things that we have done that we are going to continue to do. We're building a university, we have concrete products, things going on. We're actually going to build a completely new school from kindergarten to senior high school. In addition to the stadium that is there, we want the place to be vibrant. And then because government is building the Commander Sugar Factory, we are also finding ways to link up with it.
It was all joy as this Apatampa group showed some culture.
The interbank rate is up next. Let's go to the international market for the commodity figures. And that was business brought to you by EcoBank, Hisense and Airtel. Have a good evening.
You're welcome back in Health News brought to you by FPAC Pharmaceuticals. With subtle traces of Ebola resurfacing in the sub-region, Ghanaians, especially those in the health sector, are being reminded to be alert for symptoms. At a sensitization program for Queen Mothers at Ho in the Volta region, the organizers took participants through prevention measures and urged them to spread the word in their various communities.
The WHO says the world's largest outbreak of Ebola claimed thousands of lives in West Africa, specifically Guinea, Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. Neighbors of these countries were on high alert to try to prevent the disease from crossing their borders. Statistics show that 60 to 70% of people infected in the affected countries were women, making it important to raise awareness about the disease among women. The Hope for Future Generation, a non-profit organization, is collaborating with the United Nations Population Fund to sensitize pregnant women, the youth, and the Kayaye, or female head porters, on the disease, and also disabuse some of the misconceptions on the disease. The UNEFPA program associate Mutari Gori Jisu said there is no known cure for Ebola, but there is a need to educate the public on the causes, symptoms, and prevention of the disease. The executive director of the HFFG, Mrs. Cecilia Senu, said the Queen Mothers are effective agents of change and urged them to educate their various community members about environmental cleanliness. She urged them to sensitize their people on Ebola.
In other health news, 13-year-old Samuel Ode Apia is suffering from a medical condition known as undescended right testis, which means that his right testicle has not dropped into the normal part of his scrotum. Samuel therefore needs 2,000 Ghana cedis for corrective surgery.
As a baby boy grows in his mother's womb, his testicles typically form inside his abdomen and move down or descend into the scrotum shortly before birth. But in some cases, that does not occur, and the baby is born with a condition known as undescended testicles. Samuel Odeapia has lived with this genital abnormality for 13 years. Due to his condition, he has severe pain in his groin, abdomen, and testes, and this is gradually affecting his academics. Samuel's mother, Patience Asari, says her son's condition is taking a huge toll on her. She's therefore appealing to benevolent organizations and individuals to support her raise 2,000 Ghana cedis for his surgery.
Mr. Ghana, my share in I paying in answer. 13 years, me bano, baby a doom. This a Ghana for a boy. Me a single parent in Columbia.
Anyone who wants to help Samuel can donate to the following account details: Best Point Savings and Loans, account name Patience Asari, account number 010-445-231-0001, branch Mile 7 Junction, Achimota, Accra. Alternatively, donors can contact Samuel's mother on 0508 572 425.
The health segment was brought to you by FPAC. Up next is the international news. Do stay. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Now, some international news. Nigeria's army has published 100 photos of people whom it says are its worst, most wanted Boko Haram suspects. The army urged the public to phone special hotlines if any of the suspects were spotted as it steps up effort to hunt down the Islamist militants. President Muhammadu Buhari, who took office in May, has given the military a mid-November deadline to defeat Boko Haram. Boko Haram has lost most of its territory this year, but increased suicide attacks and bombings since May. Reports say the photos on the list appear to have been sourced from Boko Haram propaganda material, including videos. Its leader, Abubakar Shekau, appeared twice on the list despite previous claims by the army that he had been killed and claims by Chad's president in August that the group had a new leader who was open to dialogue. The army says it will circulate the banner across the country to help it track down the insurgent leaders.
And outside Africa, China has decided to end its decade-long one-child policy. The couples will now be allowed to have 2 children. China's state-run news agency reported a development, citing a statement from the Communist Party. The controversial policy was introduced nationally in 1979 to slow the population growth rate. It is estimated to have prevented 400 million births. However, concerns at China's aging population led to pressure for change. Couples who violated the one-child policy faced a variety of punishments, from fines and the loss of employment to forced abortions. Over time, the policy has been relaxed in some provinces as demographers and sociologists raise concerns about rising social costs and falling worker numbers. The Communist Party began formally relaxing national rules 2 years ago, allowing couples in which at least one of the pair is an only child to have a second child. And that will be all in the international front. Up next is Theophilus Sampa with the sports news.
Good evening and updates from the world of sports. I'm Theophilus Sampa. This is in partnership with Tobinco Pharmaceuticals Limited, producers of Lunats. Let's start off in Accra, where newly appointed Hearts of Folk coach Kenichi Yatsuhashi has said he's poised to bring back the club's lost glorious days as it was in 2000. The Japanese American is confident to break the trophy drought for the fans to revive their unflinching support for the rainbow-colored team. Touched the Ghana Premier League trophy was in the 2008-2009 season. The club has struggled for some time now and finished the 2014-2015 league season at the 14th position. In order to help the team up, the management of Accra Hearts of Folk officially unveiled a new coach, a Japanese American, Kenichi Yatsuhashi, at the club secretariat on Wednesday. The Japanese American tactician has signed a 2-year deal with the Phobians to take the vacant coaching role. The 46-year-old is expected to at least win a trophy for the Phobians next season.
I'm very happy that everyone from Hearts of Oak at the club is supporting me since I arrived here. It is a big responsibility, and my job is to work hard on the pitch and to prove them wrong. I'd like to make sure that every opponent will be unhappy about Hearts of Oak because we will give them a tough time. Coaching youth and coaching professional are two different things. Okay? But there are many examples of successful youth coach turning into successful professional coaches. I'm not only one, and I won't be the last one. Okay? So there's no reason why to think that I cannot be successful professional coach when I have track record of being excellent youth coach.
The managing director of Accra Hearts of Folk is Mr. Gerald Ankra.
What the board told him was that, well, he's expected to win the league. But then he went on to add to that he want to win the league and the FA Cup in the first year, and then go on to conquer Africa in the second year. So those are the targets that Coach Kenny has at the back of his mind.
The coach will officially be introduced to the entire playing body on Thursday, and subsequently, a first training session will be held at the Pubiman Park.
The Ochehene Osajifo Amwetia Fripenin has challenged golfers, especially the professionals, to be at their best anytime they turn up for competitions. He was speaking at the inaugural Achimota Golf Open.
We met here at the Ghana Golf Tournament. I made a request by the executives to try and bring the professionals into the clubhouse. I think they're looking at it, but let me warn the professionals. We need to have you conduct yourself as professionals. You are not going to come here and have 3 square meters here. You're not going to come here and have 2 showers. This is not an entertainment spot for you. I'd love to see you guys do well, but as a professional, pull your pants up. Dress well. Play the game as the game is supposed to be played, and dress as a professional. We cannot ask you to come and join us here to refresh and have you act as non-professionals. So for the young ones, I plead with you to come here and be mature about your profession. And once that is done, we're all going to be comfortable. Thank you very much for coming.
And Kofredia, BET Best African Arts Award winner Stoneboy and his SPIM team emerged winners at the first Celebrity Soccer Fiesta held in the Eastern region. They took away 5,000 Ghana cedis cash and a trophy. The Best Player Award went to Deputy CEO of Joy Industries, Dr. Harrison Thete.
Actors and their teams took part in the Soccer Fiesta. They include VVIP, Samini, KK Fusu, D Black, Stoneboy, Kwao Kese, Gasmela, and R2Bs. The Ghana Actors team was captained by Prince David Osei. Joy Industries team was also represented and captained by the Deputy CEO, Dr. Harrison Thete. The knockout competition saw 4 teams book their place at the semi-finals. They were Kwao Kese's Mad Time FC, R2B's FC, Stoneboy Beam Nation, and D Black's BAM Nation. The Beam Nation and R2B's FC teams made it to the finals. The keenly contested final saw Stoneboy's Beam Nation beat their counterparts by 5 goals to 4 on penalty kicks. Mad Time FC placed third, whilst BAM Nation of D Black came fourth. Here are reactions from the organizers.
Because when you look around, you see more youth than the other age group. And we are proud to be sponsors of this program. We want to bring joy to every part of the country. And for that matter, we are trying our best to organize programs and events to make people happy.
Tokens were presented to deserving teams and players. The Best Player Award went to Deputy CEO of Joy Industries, Dr. Harrison Thete. For their reward, Stoneboy's Beam Nation received 5,000 Ghana cedis cash and a trophy. Organizers say they will make the event an annual affair in order to replicate it across the country.
That's sports.
Thank you so much for staying on for News Hour.